It's time for a tag video because why the heck not? You know, why shouldn't we do a tag video? And this is called the Throwback Tag. Um, I don't remember where I found it. I should have. I probably should have saved that. Oh no, I did save that link. It's from my friend Nikki's channel. She and her best friend Casper are in it. Excellent. I remembered where it's from. Here it is, inspired by Nicole. I'm a frigging genius. Okay, there are 15 questions, and we're going to start with number one. What a clever idea. Okay, what year were you born in? 1964. At the time of this filming, which is the uh, August 19th, it's coming up on my birthday. I have no idea when I'm going to post this. Could be near my birthday, could be after. Two, do you have any pictures of yourself from when you were younger? If you do, show them. I will probably put some of those in at the end because I'm horrible at editing, and so I will probably not put them here. I actually don't really know how to edit. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm capable of stringing clips together. And that's the extent of my editing skill. Three, what TV shows did you grow up watching? So many TV shows. I was a child of the tube. We always had cable. As soon as cable became available, we had it. And my memories of the past were so many Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Star Trek, uh, Lost in Space, um, all of the different kinds of science fiction and shows that were up there, ones that didn't last very long. The original Battlestar Galactica, which in my head is longer than a single season, but it wasn't. Um, so many great Looney Tunes and some Woody Woodpeckers, so many cartoons that filled my Thundar and who was the Gleep Gloop and the barbarian family with the weird creatures? Them, loved them. And there was one that was like goddesses and gods that were some in some spacecraft. I can't remember. All kinds of freaky, wonderfully bizarre cartoons. I need to look up all these things and see if I can find them because I really need to have them in my collection. But there were lots of things like that, superheroes and things like that. The Super Friends, I remember the Super Friends. So my life was full of those type of things when I was growing up. Later, I became an addict of police procedurals. I was on a, I was on a, I was a junkie for redemption and justice. Four, what did you want to be when you grew up, and do you still want to be that? Well, I wanted to be Speed Racer when I was really young, and then later I wanted to become an architect till I realized that involved a lot of schooling, debt, and math. So now I want to be a good human being. Five, show a video of yourself when you were younger. I don't have any videos of where I was, videos that I'm younger that are in digital form. There are films out there in like 8mm form, I think, that are still somewhere, but I don't know where. I should probably hunt those down and get them converted over to digital at some point before they disintegrate. But no, the earliest videos of me are on this channel, which starts in 2009. Um, what were your favorite toys to play with? I liked lots of action figures. There was a spy line of toys that turn from ordinary objects into firearms. I liked those. G.I. Joes, the big 12-inch ones. And of course, the best toy ever invented, Legos. Seven, what's the most embarrassing thing that you can remember doing? I peed in a hamper once as a child because I thought it was the toilet because I was sleepwalking. My mother found that endlessly humorous and didn't stop me. The dynamic in my family was not healthy. But yeah, I've done other silly things in my day. I've been outside naked in the snow. Um, I've done many stupid things in my day, um, and I'd like not to just get into the really depressing ones because let's not do that. Eight, read something you wrote when you were in kindergarten. I don't have anything available to me when I was in kindergarten. I'm sure that some of that still exists. I don't know where it is. Um, realize that kindergarten was a long way away from where I am now. Over 40 years, okay? Things get lost over time. 3 songs you've loved to listen to as a child. No friggin' idea. None whatsoever. Prior to like dabbling in Elvis Presley and then getting into Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, I have no memory whatsoever what I used to taste for when I was younger. I believe I like some stuff of Sammy Davis Jr. That's about it. 10. What was one funny thing you dressed up for as Halloween when you were younger? I didn't do funny as a kid. I did The Mummy, which was excellent. I did the best costume I had was a headless horseman, which my mother helped me with. She was an excellent tailor, or seamstress or whatever. And that was the best one I ever did. So I didn't really do funny. I did more universal style monster stuff. Um, 11. Tell a funny story of something you remember happening to you when you were young. Well, there's the peeing in the hamster story. Um, I can remember when I was a very young child thinking that blankets had heat in them because you put them on to stay warm. And it's perfectly and eminently logical if you think about it. It made absolute sense to my child's mind. I always found that endearing. I'm not endearing often, I don't think, but that was endearing. 12. Are there any special things you've kept from when you were a child? Yes, I've actually shown them here. I have a number of stuffed animals that were from my child. I did not prepare for this. They're not in the room with me at the moment. But yes, I do. I have some stuff, and one of them which is very problematic because it's a little black Sambo. 13. What was something weird you used to do as a child? I was a fairly odd child. What's something weird I did as a kid? Specific as a kid? I used to eat the same foods. I still eat the same foods. Right now, I eat the same thing for breakfast 7 days a week. I eat the same thing for lunch at work 5 days a week. I eat the same thing for a snack at work 5 days a week. I eat the same thing for dinner 5 days a week. But as a child, I did that too. I would have the same thing for lunch every single day for like a year. But I've been eating the same thing for breakfast every day and the same thing for lunch and snack and dinner for years. So maybe that's a weird thing I still do. 14. What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? Scariest thing. I mean, other than being raised by an abusive psychopath who was an alcoholic? I guess a lot of the foibles of childhood paled in comparison to that, you know, having been the victim of 2 different child molesters. So yeah, scariest just childhood stuff, dealing with bullies, almost falling off a really big rock once that eventually would have killed me if a friend hadn't grabbed me. That kind of thing. Yeah, I did those kind of things. But again, they pale in comparison to my everyday friggin' world. 15. How is the world now different from how it was when you were a child? I was born in 1964. There isn't much that isn't different. Remember, in my lifetime, it was still illegal for black people and white people to marry in some U.S. states. Okay? The idea of black people voting was new when I was born. The idea of gay people being out didn't really exist. Gay marriage wasn't even a pipe dream. A black president? You people thought black, you're like, Sammy Davis Jr. was the closest we got. You know what I mean? To be accepting black people. It was minstrel show stuff. So yeah, the world is far different. And of course, it's exactly the same. Humans and humans have always been and will always be human. Until we get to some point in the future where we become post-human, transhuman. But that's a long way off. And I'm still convinced that when it happens, we'll still be human. We'll just look different. So that's my throwback tag. And I'll see if I can remember to put in pictures of me as a kid. Maybe if I remember, I'll take a picture of some of the toys I had from when I was a child. Problematic, Black Sambo, and all. Thank you, Nikki, for the idea.